Hi, so for this week, I'm going to be answering question one first. And so in the film Modern Times, I think that conflict theory is the most prevalent idea to look at least in my mind. And so for me, conflict theory is based on the idea that our society is built in a way that will only benefit the small and select portion of society. And so typically, at least here in the United States, it could be seen as benefiting the top 5% in terms of income and such. And through this film, we see that Chaplin is a factory worker who unfortunately experiences an injury, undergoes a mental breakdown, which places him in the hospital for a little bit. And once he is recovered and released from the hospital, he finds out that he is unemployed. And just from that small snippet of the movie, this can relate to our current society. Although we do have unions that were put in place to try and prevent some of these issues from occurring. And although the majority of factors today are typically automatic and such, this can still be applied to the issues seen in workers' compensation in multiple different areas and jobs. And so, if you watch the video for the discussion board for extra credit, it was about a woman working for Amazon and the issues that she had working for Amazon in terms of workers' compensation. And so, the movie Modern Times can directly relate to that. And most large companies and corporations are typically unwilling to pay for injuries that occur on the job, and as seen in the media and in the news, would rather sweep these issues underneath the rug than helping their employees out. So this is an area that I think we should always look to improve constantly and grow in, so that future workers and employees do not face similar situations that corrupt them physically and financially. And so for the second question I'm going to answer is going to be number 4. And so I had to look up what determinism meant just so that I could answer this question fully. And so I found that determinism is defined as the idea that all events are controlled by previously existing causes. And this pretty much eliminates the thought or idea that humans do possess free will and can use it to act on any situation that does present itself. So the quote from Durkheim, "The social realm does not escape the laws of universal determinism," basically means that social interactions and societal interactions are all a product of previously experienced events. And Durkheim states that there are, in fact, similarities in cultures in different parts of the world that never had any interaction before. And to an extent, this does make sense. It is easy to see that in this example he provides that this would make sense in terms of having these similarities between cultures would only be the cause of determinism, and that there must be something else outside of those individuals within the society that allows these similarities to occur. And so I think that I do agree with this idea pretty much. And the majority of people from all different cultures do have similar beliefs that pretty much are innate or instinctual. And I think these can be defined as human nature. And so these are ideas like how murder or killing members of society is wrong and you should be punished if you do so. Most people believe that every person is entitled to their own opinions, or even how most religious groups do have ideas of a form of afterlife or destination you reach once you have died. And then so I'm going to be answering Ashley's questions this week. So the first one is, if movies during this time were created to make a statement and spark change, then why isn't there any? And so movies like this, pretty much any form of propaganda can be used to try and evoke social change. However, I believe that sometimes these issues are either brought up too soon, or that society is just not ready to accept these ideas or terms that something needs to be changed. And although these are great ideas and great forms of trying to evoke social change, it just is not the right timing, pretty much. And the second question, why do people who don't unionize receive work, yet those who do more likely find themselves without a job than with one? And so from my knowledge on unions, pretty much unions were created as a way to protect worker benefits and prevent issues like being let go or fired because you are injured on the job, or an injury prevents you from working to your fullest potential. However, you're not. It's not always beneficial to be part of a union because a lot of companies do not like to hire union workers, and that's because unions have set standards that their workers need to be paid at this amount, have these kinds of benefits. And so for companies that want to either cut costs or do whatever, save cash, whatever it may be, if they hire someone that does not work in a union, there are no rules or regulations pretty much on what they have to pay them or give them in terms of benefits. And then, so my questions for the week. The first one, why do you think the film Modern Times is so relevant today? Is it because history tends to repeat itself, or that we never seem to fix the issue at hand? And the second is, do you agree with Weber's ideas of rationalization?